Hey, how y'all doing today? My name is William Davis. I am the owner of A.P.C Photography and WDCD Media. I work with several organizations from the Elite Collective, Service Solutions, Converge Media, Venture Capital, what's it called? Venture Mechanics, Launchpad, and a bunch of other organizations. And what I do for them is live sound, audio, and whole types of different types of productions for them. And what I'm talking about today is the Mackie DL32S. Now, Mackie is one of the companies we've worked with in the past. They've been beautiful in sponsoring us. And this particular product was something that I was interested in and asked if I could try it out and show you the product here. It's a DL32S. And they said, yes, I could try it out. So I did and did a bunch of shows. And I generally don't do a review on a product unless I've had at least 7 shows that are 2 hours long or longer. Um, Sometimes I even go a little further than that and wait, especially with a product like this. It's a wireless. It can have other weird quirks to it. But I got to say, this is really the future for any production that's got 150 people to 500 people showing up, a small band, maybe a couple of extra speakers, and some ear monitors. You're right on the edge of we're going to start to run out, but overall, it's going to have everything you're going to need. Let's kind of talk about this real quick. So on this particular unit, which is really, really nice, um, unlike some of the other ones that are out there, this has 32 channels of input. It does have high Z inputs on it already, which I believe are channels 31 and 32 are the high Z inputs. Has the combo jacks for 17 through 32. It has regular jacks for 1 through 16. And it also has a PC return, which is really nice. You can even add it in live stream so that you've got the sound from your PC in the room. So if you've got a DJ or if you got music that's coming off or sound coming off of a PC that's going to be in the presentation, you don't even have to use any of the 32 inputs. The other advantage to this particular unit over a lot of the other ones out there is you may or may not have noticed, but there are 10 subs. So you're going to have 2 mains, which can be adjusted with everything you want to do. And you're going to have 8 subs to put out there, or auxiliaries or buses. That's huge. I really like the fact that you get an extra 2 outputs. This really does make a difference when doing production. A lot of times you end up having to get 10 outputs or 15 outputs, but mainly around 10 for that size show, and it works really well. The other piece that's on here that's really nice too, let me show you here. You see this connector right here? That is for your Ethernet. You can operate this from an iPad on Wi-Fi or a laptop on Wi-Fi. If the whole system's connected together, just right on your PC. And let me show you how you would do that. And the simplification of this is beautiful. It's a lot better in a lot of ways than some of the stuff I've seen from Allen and Heath, from the three majors. So Yamaha, Allen Heath, and Midas / Behringer have their own applications, and they're all pretty dang good. But this one, for someone who's just coming in trying to get the work done, not super proficient, but good enough to get the work done, this gives you a much easier app to work with. So let me get out of this share screen real quick. I'm going to add in the share screen for how they would do it with the application, which is surprisingly easy to use. And that's not to say that everything should be difficult, but this is really, really easy to use. So let me bring this up. So if you have a Windows PC and you're using a touchscreen external monitor like this, the one I have here, you can literally just touch the screen and move everything up and down with your finger, which is really nice. And you can move 2 items at once, which is great. When you're looking at this, it's a regular looking interface. But here's the magic that I found with this interface. If you go to this main screen here, choosing your auxiliaries is so much easier than trying to go to flipping a bus and figuring out where you're at. And then adding sound effects is really, really easy to do because you can just pick your channels here for sound effect 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's much easier to illustrate. So I can hit sound effect here, and I want channel 4 to have that sound effect on it, and I'm just done. It's a really easy setup. And then grouping everything together, that does take a little bit, and I'll get into a little more of that. But if we're just going, hey, I want to put one of these out, auxiliary 1, and I want this to be the one that I'm going to be doing for my live stream, and I want it to be channel 1, channel 4, and then I want it to be channel 10. Come on. It's actually better just shoot a finger. 10 and 11, and then I want the return from the PC. You're done. Then you set your volume. That's it. Your live stream mix is already done, and then on the main, you want all of these mics up, and then you want these up, and then you want the PC up. Done. That's the simple part of the mix. The other part is pressing the button up here. You start getting into seeing all your channels. Tap up here. Very easy for routing it. This is one of the things I really like about this particular one is routing. So I pick channel 1, and say I want it also be on auxiliary 6. I can pick the levels. Say I need to figure out gain. There's my gain. And then let's just say that I also want it on a subgroup. I can add it in a subgroup, and I can add it in the VCS alignment. It is really a simplistic app for adjusting everything from channel to channel. And then the EQ settings are super easy. So just get in here. It's a touchscreen. So we just need a high pass filter. Turn that on. Easy to work with. Your curves are easy to work with. If you want to go with a preset that's already on there, you can pick your presets because they have a group of them. Aggressive kick. Recall that preset. Pretty much done. So that is one of the really beautiful things about working with this system. And then you can flip it around to a modern, or you can use an old school EQ. Let's go back to reset equalizer. So all of this is really, really easy to use, and the signing is great. Now, for those who want equalization and they want to EQ the channel itself, like the main output, that's easy to do too. Just make your adjustments like you normally would. And this does have an RTA, and it does have the option of spectrum too. So you can see everything you would on a professional setup while still looking at, well, someone new to the game or someone you're bringing in your training and teaching to just get into the mixing game. And then heading back to the main channels again to see what's going on is really easy to see. This is with a 32 channel mixer, and it's just all right there, easy to use. I'm hoping they do an update to this mixer. There's a couple things that are kind of goofy on it, but overall, I'm hoping to do an update. Now, that being said, let me tell you some of the advantages of the other mixers that are out there or differences between these two. For example, if we go into a channel and we pick that, we go gain, this number here isn't exactly the number that is right here. That doesn't exactly correlate right. So right about here is about -10, but that's not really what it's showing here, because when you get into these numbers, this doesn't do -10. It just does this weird spectrum thing, green, yellow, and then I'm clipped. So I wish I did a better job of that, but how I figured it out was I went into the gates and I went to the compressor, and then when I hit the compressor and I wanted to know where I was at on that, and I wanted to see, where the dBs were, I could see it, and it would tell me, well, where the dBs are. And that's the only reason why I figured it out. If it wasn't for that, so there's your -10 right there. Wasn't for that, I wouldn't have figured it out. That being said, this is the revolution when it comes to new audio stuff, and I'm super happy about what's coming down the road. Y'all have a good night. Spend a 10-minute post. Peace.